Thorn is out for annual pass owners as of today. The quest is not very complicated, but may take you a while depending on your PvP prowess. Before we start, note that it doesn't matter if you pick the Drifter or the Vanguard from the Allegiance quest. They are completely different things. Let's start at the beginning. The first thing you need to do is go into the salt mine on the EDZ. It's in Trostland, and there's no way that's a coincidence. When you get to the elevator that you had to activate in the very, very long ago mission, you should see a fallen transmat teleporter thing. Take that and go up the hill. You'll eventually see a blue barrier blocking your path. When you do, jump up on the ledge in front of you and take the hidden path to the camp. You should have a prompt to pick something up in the ashes. If you don't, just hold your action button anyway, and you should pick up the first part of the quest, in which you'll go back to the gunsmith. The gunsmith will start the chain of objectives that you need to do in order to progress. The first step is to collect 50 Hadronic Essence, remember Destiny 1, via one of three ways. The first is to do IO bounties, the second is to kill warlocks in PvP, and the third is to run Nightfalls. The IO bounties give you 5 essence per, warlock kills give you 3 essence per, and Nightfalls give you 15 essence per completion. So you only need to run 3 Nightfalls and do 1 bounty to be done with this part. You don't need any modifiers on the Nightfall or any particular score. Score doesn't matter. You just need to run it, so make it as easy as you want. You can also get the step done in 1 or 2 Crucible matches if you're really good and have some luck with matching against warlocks. The next 2 steps are very similar, 50 Playsteel Plating and 50 Sapphire Wire. In order to earn Playsteel Plating, you need to either do bounties on Titan, which give 5, kill Titans in the Crucible, which give 3, or do Blindwell completions, which give 10 for a heroic completion. Blindwell is going to take you a little while to do. I did this one in the Crucible, but if you don't like Crucible, then Blindwell is going to be your best bet. For the 50 Sapphire Wire, Mars bounties will give you 5 wire per, Hunter kills in the Crucible will give 3, and 1 wave completion of Escalation Protocol will give you 5. So you could just run a full Escalation Protocol and 3 bounties and be done, or you can test your luck in the Crucible, hoping that you go against Hunters. Note that if you do bounties on Mars, if you get bounties that require elemental kills, you need ability kills. Weapon kills are not going to count. After all that is the part that's probably going to upset you. Much like in Destiny 1, Thorn in Destiny 2 requires you to get 500 points in the Crucible in order to continue. The game will show this part as a percentage, not points, but I'm going to be using points. You can use Void Weapons, Hand Cannons, or Void Hand Cannons to progress. In terms of the points, you get 1 point for a Hand Cannon kill, 1 point for a Void super ability or generally anything Void kill, 2 points for a Hand Cannon headshot kill, 2 points for a Void Hand Cannon kill, and 3 points for a Void Hand Cannon headshot kill. These values are increased in the competitive playlist and in Iron Banner. Again, this will show as a percentage in-game. Why they didn't make it points, I don't know. You do not lose progress for dying, unlike Destiny 1, and going on precision kill streaks with a Void Hand Cannon will give you bonus points. I'm not exactly sure how many, but there's no reason not to go get them. The biggest piece of advice I could give for this is to simply focus on staying alive and trying to get the streaks if you are using a Void Hand Cannon. If you're on console, the Ikelos Hand Cannon seems to work pretty well. On PC, you'll probably end up using the Kindled Orchid from Black Armory if you want to try to speed things up, or a well-rolled Thin Line. Otherwise, Ace of Spades on PC is still really, really good, along with Inaugural Address or Telesto. You won't get as many points, but if you don't have a well-rolled Void Hand Cannon, like I did not, then maybe Ace of Spades is the play, with a Void Shotgun like Retold Tale or something. If you are very low ranked in competitive, you might want to try your luck there, especially if you're on console, as the point values are increased, but competitive can be a gamble depending on what maps and modes you get. This portion of the quest took me about 3 to 5 hours to complete with a terribly rolled Kindled Orchid. Your results may vary. After this comes a run of Savathun's Song with modifiers, but first you'll hit up the farm and visit Tyra Karn. The level of this strike is 660, and I would recommend at least 640 at a minimum. The modifiers are Blackout, Iron, and Harsh Elements, which boosts all elemental damage that you take, but not damage that you deal. It's basically triple singe for the enemy. The strike is essentially the same as you know it, but you also need to kill named knights during the strike that will spawn in. The ones during the strike will be pretty obvious, but there are two towards the end of the Savathun fight that you may miss if you kill the boss too quickly. Once the boss is around a third health, go slow to ensure that the knights spawn in so that you don't need to do it all over again. Once the boss dies, you'll be rewarded with Thorn. All in all, this took me about 6 to 7 hours, going at a mostly casual pace. Thorn is a little different compared to Destiny 1. You still have the damage over time with your shots, but whenever you get a kill, you'll spawn an orb. Collecting this orb will replenish 4 bullets directly into your gun and boost the damage over time component of the weapon pretty greatly. You can collect multiple orbs to increase the timer of the buff on yourself, but it does not increase the damage. Without the buff, Thorn can kill in 3 headshots or 2 headshots and a body shot in PvP. With the buff, however, Thorn can 2-tap with 2 headshots at optimal range because of the increased damage over time. It makes the damage over time sort of critical damage or yellow damage. I only played with Thorn a little bit, but it felt pretty similar to the Destiny 1 experience. Shocking, I know. In PvE, it felt like it was doing pretty well compared to Destiny 1. The Soul Devourer buff really helps it out, especially if you're by yourself where you can just chain it, but its per shot damage can still one-shot a lot of low-tier enemies, which makes it good, at least I think. As for which is better, Ace of Spades or Thorn, I think Ace will likely still end up being a little bit better overall, just because it's such a strong weapon already, but Thorn is pretty close by. I think for a lot of people, it'll end up being personal preference, but Ace is probably a little bit better overall. Thanks for watching, and good luck. These values are increased. Try that again.
Penis!
I don't know.
Come on, I was waiting for you to
Beat you with my pop filter.